Hello everyone, Imasil Kormahashird. Today we'll continue with the last episode. What about NATO? 75th birthday this year. Birthday in Washington in early July. 32 NATO member states are here. Look at NATO's birthday. That's a big deal, that's a party. He's on the floor. He was drinking. I didn't know if I drink spirits had stopped real estate. When he drinks too much, he drinks too much. That myth full of trains. Therefore, on July 10, 2024, what about NATO? Isway to Washington Declaration. La Metha Panda. Continue to challenge NATO's interests and security values. Because measure porter of the furry bear's decision to go to war in Ukraine. And NATO must increase its engagement with Asia-Pacific countries. Want the same to Oshauhan. Broccoli book. Joint Lonco Artificial Intelligence Cyber Security Project. To deter pandas. And support holding more. Asia-Pacific multinational joint maritime aid. And consider confiscating pandassets in NATO. Oh look, I read it. The original text of the Washington Declaration of July 10. Of course, I didn't say the details. I'm talking about the headlines. It's like bold-fashioned headed document. Look at the headed document. It's so hard to understand. It's okay, let me explain it to you. What about the first stone? Isto blamatha panda. Continue to challenge NATO's interests and security values. What do you mean by that? You challenge mivalus? You see, foreigners are a very unreliable in their speech. You see, usually talk to us. You akasisomio nov saying hey, grandson, are you challenging my values? Thought would definitely stun the other party. I'll fuck you. What values do you value? Do you have an evalus? It's just you're worthless. Where do you get our values from? You have to fight them back. But between countries, that's not with said. Hayes NATO. Say it, you pandakol and Jezami values. What does it actually mean? It mean. You pandeo. Always do business with them. And you can't refuse me business. Nowhere accounting in your product olive. This seriously calling our values. What were your values before? Where the and Leon swore noble. You pandasera poor people, the new industrial kain should be very high end. What tabuti our industrial kain? It should be plush toys, jeans, Christmas trees. But things are different no. Your industrial kain is no more high end thinners. It's all about energy, photovoltaic lithium battery, chips over 40 nanometers. Your product is shire the new industrial kain. So you make it impossible for me to look down on you now? And this is economic. How about cultural loans? In the past, people from our panda family, to express own self with culture. Open your mouth to mention Rome. Keep your mouth shut about Greece. You have to keep your mouth shut. Not to mention our simple Western values. It all feels corny. Both skanged over ears. This panda family is more confident. Start to identify with our own culture. Then a lot of people started wearing hanfu. Have you started listening to Chinese style? That's not all. What about the awakened pandas? They're starting to question our history. Yotsant dothis. This used to the history of us questioning the panda family. Wese out in Texas in Xia dynasty. Then your Xia dynasty does in Texas? Then was a thatir sangsing duisuct. Then you sucked it? So let's say humans came out of Africa. It had to come from Africa. Then what have you been doing with the pandas in recent years? Human Taiyuan Factory, China Civilization Traceability Factory. What do you want? Aren't you challenging mivalus? I remember 20 years ago. What kind of Xiaoshang's Hu Ribbon project I do? At the time, islap the taba endaskadauto. If you can't do it, yotsant do it. Thepaper want make it of the journal. Nunian world recognizes. But 20 years shave past. What you redoing no? Wekant block it anymore. And no tonla that. You also made Sangsingdui, proving step by step, the ancestor of European civilization, most likely from theist. The Nio went to the Gore cultural ancestral graves? Soyupan dakol your values. That's terrible. Oh look, in the declaration of the NATO summit, it puts its values first. That's conceivable. A country. How important are the values of a nation? This is the panda's first sin. It challenges NATO's values. What about the second sin? is to become Russia. Adsive Zuporterovt he were in Ukraine? What do you mean? Itis the pandas who support the Pandon Thebarin Russian Ukrainian were. Is there any evidence? Theno. Why am I so sure? Ifa had any evidence. Perotitan Thismanifesto. But Morian Moresan, what's wrong? Anyway, I think you support Russia. As for how to support it? I don't know. But I can be sure. You do business with Russia? You re not listening to NATO. We NATO said, to blockade Russia. Nun I salod to the business for him. But didn't you to relisten to what we say? Thenio were supporting Russia. Then didn't listen to him. That is guilty. Oh look, this NATO declaration found that what crimes often does. One who is the tie challenged their values. Oh nice not listening to NATO, continuing to the business with Russia, south head of NATO? Pretizengry, so it was decided, to punish the Panda. It is necessary to increase contact with Indo-Pacific countries, strengthen contact with Shauhan, Abrakalabuk and Nadu, deter pandas. We need more maritime assistance into future, put warships and missiles around the Panda house, threaten him. And not only that. We're going to confiscate them and he's saved in our house, the investment in infrastructure? You see an ATO have no. A poor jingle, then the second in charge Britannia yesterday, it's all declared bankrupt, see you can do it? So our economy I like this no, you have to think about folding it. I didn't want to make a mistake. You have eat a robot. Look how comfortable we're robbing Russia thire before belast. The confiscation of Russian overseas assets, didn't the trend were live as for 2 years? So see, Tobarik to reveal, how do you have eat rob? How about hundreds of years ago? Thinking isu tough just rob Jews. What about no? The Jude aeronautic, he has a keepson, then it's beautiful. I can tafford to fend Jew, then grab the Panda. 8 accounts, Panda Serich, and the Pandas rich people like Torin outside. They think they're safe with us. Because if they believe we'll have a contractual spirit. Hey, do you mean this contract spirit? This is what we developed 20 years ago. Thegras planted with unknown people. You seeds blooming no, harvest quickly. In 8 years they won't belivate anymore. For example, you have a glass solar set wo days. Then invest in our factory. Business is doing well. Then let's start and rub them. You see, that's decent soft Washington Declaration. You see this? Is it like the shulbullying in that Korean TV show? There is a group of ruffians in the class to save chicken feather sand stink guts. Got a gang. Bullying class matessa everywhere. Bully the Panda first? You are not allowed to play with the Panda. How the resto talk to the Panda? That is not a Jevuse face. And we had to do it sidways in class. You will have a to avoid him. Don't hide from. Challenge him evil use. What about the Steve show? At this point, it's usual item for the protagonist to appear. Then where are the protagonists? What about this class? Here it comes a transfer student. That looks awesome. That didn't even point Thebos in the class? But not only that. Make friends with pandas. Do business normally. Then the boss of your class. He must be upset. Then he's going to find out about pandas. With this gang. Start bullying pandas. You watch TV shows? It's usual lion cheer. Wesh old Aleph. Don't even think about the next plot. It must be thought the protagonist is a ruthless person. To the leader of the gang. That's Abigwal. Think you can it. Clean up that bastard. Do you watch that TV show? Basically that's a routine. Beauty in reality. So how do pandas breed? That's better than what's on TV. Look, I'll check it for you. What have been destiny in the past month? Here, pay attention to the timeline. What about the NATO summit? It was in early July. As a staunchly of NATO in the Asia-Pacific region. The book started fishing at the beginning of the month. Just driving a fishing boat. Think of the OU Islands to see. Can you show how him thependa? Then clean up. And then write her during the NATO summit. The grain one with the book pen forcibly broke into the territorial water so for country. He never expected. His grain one just settle. After that, thependall be announced to the public. We contact 13th Army. And then we fire. 10th grain one responded. As for what happened, let's not repeat this. You can go and turn left. Look at the incident mentioned last week. Are you done? It's not that cheap. Justio punks. To college me protagonistora. Yuri going to get beat up. That wasn't it good. Then Theodian Seratin just nothai. Therefore, in early July, this Panda played big. In Astana, Kazakhstan. At Business Cooperation Organization Summit. Announceth that Belarus joined the Business Cooperation Organization? Aren't you NATOsum? NATO enlargement. NAT enters Asia Pacific. Ilgivewa Shanghashiku. It is to say, the Shanghai Master directly pushed to the NATO border. You can buy up to see. So Belarus is next to NATO? Why isn't he NATO there? Let Ukraine silla join? That is to leave strategic buffer. That's so called thing? Hatsant kill you. When? When NATO hits Russia's doorstep, then Russia must be furious. But Pandas don't care. Then I will directly the SCO, up to your NATO doorstep. You direct a first Euro Junior High School, then I direct Toto 15. NATO is hocked on the spot. Irely on that days nocrazy. I've never seen you so fresh. And when then tethy term strategic buffering? Then you don't do it anymore. You just kashiden. Event Polish president can sit still. Then I'll ask the Panda shows. So hat's going? Thena me going to the first to be beaten? So Poland visited China. Do you have a good attitude? Can you come in your own initiative? That means the consciousness of very high. So entertain Shaubo. Delicious and entertaining. Then strokey our back until Thema. Don't worry, we have a very good relationship. If it hatanyon, I want video first. Don't worry, go home and stay. Don't to mess around with theme in the future. So hatabao this little wave? They all went back with a look of apprehension. This little wave just went back. The feet are not on the ground diet. Then several yun 20 stuka from Thenativland doft Panda shows. Pounced in Brestoblast in Belarus. You can see the map. Brestoblast in Belarus. Bordering Poland. Brian Naples. From the city of Stetith, the Polish border city of Tresper. It's only 20 kilometers. You see 20 kilometers. That's equivalent to going from Fengte district government to Kayang district government. How many stops are a Therabi subway? This scared NAT into a cold sweat. What am I really in gun you for? Are you going to fight at the border? Speaking of which, let's talk about 20 again. That thin is a strategic transport plane. The captain of that plane is 47 meters. Wingspan 50 meters. 15 meters tall. You think that's 5 stories? A proper behemoth. You want this thing to take off from mainland China. Thousands of kilometers west. Fly to the heart of Europe. The front line of NATO. That's called rapid force projection. What about after 20 arrives? Onse thestoma kaisapend. And out camelines of soldiers. What is a tank? We can escalade carry it? This 20 can be shipped. Speaking of which, Soma resident said, then the load capacity of this transport 20 is only 66 tons. Thanth American C-5 Galaxy transport aircraft. That's far from a load-bearing capacity. The C-5 transport aircraft has a maximum carrying capacity of 130 tons. That's twice as much as us. Then we still can't do it? Oh look, what about people who hold this view? Just ordinary residents.